live. We're live.
We're live.
You know, we're going out there in Connecticut.
Out there.
We're live on Facebook now?
Yes,
I don't
that's
see
what
us
he
on
said.
Facebook.
Hello,
He
Facebook.
says that we're live, but I don't
Hello,
know if I
Facebook.
believe him.
This is the top urine doctor at some
You're
hospital.
right there.
Hey, that's my face. Oh man, I am sunburned, man. Look at that.
You been outside?
Yeah, I was over at there at
You were out there?
I was out there at
Out there.
Trump National Golf Course.
Oh.
Yeah. PVAC.
Yeah.
So the Piedmont Veterans Assistance Council was the recipient of that golf tournament, and it's pretty awesome.
Cool.
There was
30 seconds. All right. For all of the 2 Facebook listeners, me and Devin, get ready. We're going live.
On here.
I don't know if I like this view because
There's 3 of us now. Tammy's the other one.
I was trying to be on. I couldn't.
So it's been a very long time since I've had an energy drink.
Your face will start itching. Why's my face itching?
Oh my God.
WSIC News Talk Now. The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Purple Heart Homes presents Putting the Pieces Back Together, a forum for veterans and the community to connect. Here are your hosts, veterans John Gallina and Brad Borders.
Hey, welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together. This show is presented by Purple Heart Homes. This show today is powered by C4 Energy Drink.
They are not an official
They
sponsor.
are not, but they are delicious. And in case you didn't know, it has beta-alanine in it, and it makes your face itch.
I just want to say that the opinions of Brad Borders are not necessarily reflected
It's
by Purple Heart Homes.
Devin has been instructed to consume an entire can of C4 by the end of this. By the way, this is not illegal in the FCC size.
Oh yeah,
You can drink as much
drink
energy drinks as you want on the air.
but you can't drink alcohol without notifying the audience.
That's right. You got to notify the audience. So what we did was, even though we didn't have alcohol, we just notified the audience that we were drinking C4. All of us, to include our guest.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Down in Tammy's drinking water. When I said it makes your face itch, she didn't want any of it. So anyhow, if the show gets a little bit out of hand, just blame the C4
Oh
and
yeah,
the beta-alanine.
my normal energy levels are about to go to the roof.
We were standing at the refrigerator, and Devin's like, "I didn't know there were energy drinks here." I'm not sure I've ever had an energy drink, and I'm like, "You are forbidden from having an energy drink.
You did.
You already have energy."
And then I immediately grabbed the can.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm forbidden. Yeah. So anyways, let's get to our guest. We're just jabbering on about energy drinks.
Well, we could. We've got a lot of time on the show today, and we've got a lot of things that we need to cover, and one of them was C4 energy drink.
And well, we have Jason Keating here today, director of Operation Battle Horse, and he's over there. How are you enjoying?
Wait, you're the director of Operation Battle Horse?
C4.
I am.
Wow.
I know that's what I said.
You got
It was a limited pool.
So it actually was.
I mean, you started, so for everybody, Operation Battle Horse is equine therapy program over in Catawba County here locally in central western North Carolina. We'll talk more about what Operation Battle Horse is, but if I remember this correctly, I saw your wife, and your wife was like, "Yeah, he's out volunteering at Operation Battle Horse." I was like, "That's really cool out there." And now I hear you're the director.
Yeah.
So did you do some like psychological operations and then like
So I really think it was, like you said, slim pickings.
the gene pool was slim?
Yeah, you take
You
your
were
money.
there.
They were like, "Hey, here's a mirror. Can you fog this?"
It's like a mortgage back in like the early 90s, right? You know, if you got a heartbeat.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Yeah. Hey, you'll do. Right? Yeah, you'll do. Yeah. Are you a Marine? Yeah. Okay, you'll do.
Can you say 3 words?
Yeah. 3 words.
He brought some
Awesome.
other veterans for comparison, and I was one of those veterans. And so there was like,
Yeah, well,
It's-
It was like a lineup. It was like,
Hair, no hair.
It's like a lineup. They had everybody standing up. They were like, it tells how tall you are. And so, all right, you number 3.
Yeah.
Turn to the left.
I just got to say, I did not receive an offer.
You didn't?
I was a little.
Could it be that in the lineup, you had not consumed a C4 energy drink?
That could be. I didn't have enough energy.
You didn't have enough energy. And they were like, guys, a little lackadaisical.
A little timid.
Yeah, a little timid. We
thought I
probably
was-
shouldn't want. We need, for a director, we need someone who has strength and gravitas.
Gravitas.
Yeah,
wow.
that's a good word. If you use that in context, you get a set of steak knives.
I did not know that. I'll make sure
What
that
kind of
next
steak
week.
knives?
The kind that cut steak.
I need a set.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'll give you the opportunity throughout the course of the show. If you use the word gravitas
Okay.
in context so people can understand what it means, then at the end of the show, I'll give you a gift card for a set of steak knives.
He
Now,
does not have that.
I'm trying that I believe.
It's a notional gift card.
Am I allowed? So remember, I'm a Marine. Am I allowed
Right.
to Google what gravitas means? So
I'm not sure because you're Marine that you know how to Google.
I'm very good at Google.
Okay, all right. Okay.
YAHOO.com.
Awesome, man. So, well, hey, do us a favor.
Oh,
We'll
man.
tell our audience we've had you on the show before a couple years ago, and we were talking about this film that you have. That you were at the time you were making this film. The film is now complete. So we got 2 things that we want to talk about today. One is the film that you've made, and the second is Operation Battle Horse. I think that's where we were trying to get to today.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Yeah, you
like-
hit the nail on the
like
head.
a- like a radio professional.
I'm amazed.
How dare you be amazed at my competency? Right?
I mean, well, maybe I was thinking about my competency.
All right, let's do this. Let's do we got a couple minutes before the break. Let's do this. Give us your quick bio, military service. Tell us a little bit about your family and all that.
Okay. So, former Marine, did it twice.
Wait, you signed up twice?
I did.
Gosh, wasn't enough.
No, I needed the punishment. Right? So we got stopped last for Iraq, didn't go, got out, went into public safety. Buddies were still deploying, so went back in.
Yeah.
Got back out in 2013, lived a life of depression, drinking, all the negative statistics. Luckily, my wife, still married, 15 years last week. Got 3 kids, 3 dogs, 3 chickens. We live here in Statesville.
Nice.
And I guess, I don't know, my beard's getting whiter. I'm losing my hair. I'm
Yeah.
getting older.
That's right. That's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's what happens. So, how many total years did you serve in the Marine Corps?
I think it came out 14 total, 11
Okay.
active with the break.
Yeah. Got
Wow.
it.
So,
Yeah. Cool. And your job in the Marine Corps?
initially infantry.
Yeah.
And then when I went back in, I went reconnaissance.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
it was very easy. I just want to travel, shoot guns, blow stuff up.
Right. Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm very successful.
yeah. It's,
I achieved
you're,
all my
you're
life
familiar with
dreams.
C4.
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is. Right here. We brought it with us. Yeah. Unlike the other
In
C4.
lots of forms.
Yeah. This C4 makes your face itch.
So for our listeners out there, Jason would refer to me as a pogue because
Person other than grunt.
yeah, that's right.
So,
Yeah.
however, as a reconnaissance Marine, we were pogues essentially too because we were attached to non-infantry units. So we were like, we're a combat pogue.
Yeah.
I did not know that was an
Semi-pogue.
option.
It's
Combat pogue. I
It's
was-
like I'm not quite a professional football player.
Right.
I play in a minor league.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd string.
Semi-pogue.
I don't know if you would call recon the minor league. It's more like
What is it?
It's more like if you were playing professional golf and you got the green jacket now.
Ah.
Yeah. It's the
No.
big
No.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'll take it. I don't know if I don't think we were that awesome, but
Well, it's,
I've never hit a par before.
See? That's exactly right. All right. Well, cool. Well, an illustrious career. We're glad to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
We got about 1 minute till the break. Exactly. Joe tells me right in my ear hole that we're going to break in 1 minute. So when we come back after break, we're going to talk about this movie this film. And it's not really a movie; it's a film. I like calling it a film.
Yeah.
That Jason wrote, directed,
Produced.
produced, had another director.
Yep.
And we'll talk about what's the difference between a producer and director when we come back. But it's really cool. We shot here locally around Statesville area.
And I think
and
a
at
little
Purple
bit
Heart.
of it. Yes,
Yeah,
at Purple Heart Homes.
Part of it was shot in Purple Heart Homes. It's one of the scary scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Purple Heart Homes at night is a scary place because it's a really old
Haunted.
building and stuff moves.
That's
in
what
there.
I hear. That's what I
There's
hear.
stuff moving in
Hey,
there.
if you want to hear more about the haunting of Purple Heart Homes and
Purple Heart Homes Ghost Tour.
yeah, Ghost Tour, yeah. Check it out. We'll be right back after this break.
Keep it right here. Putting the pieces back together with John Gallina and Brad Borders will return after these messages on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Durant says, take the C4 away from Devin now. Remove that from his hand. He's drinking it currently.
Oh, yeah, that's a...
There it goes.
It's so sweet, yet it has no sugar. I don't
know.
understand.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
It
It can't be good for you.
I'm on the carnivore diet right now, and this is I am sure this is delicious to other people, but to me, I'm like, oh,
This is overwhelming.
yeah, it is.
Your task is to finish that.
Wow.
It's not that much.
I mean,
Really?
yeah. I mean, I could just like slam it back, but you want to see the can? Are you going to take a
No,
guzzle?
I'm not. I'm just.
Take a
ready
sip
to-
of it.
No.
Just take a
Look,
sip.
I
Try
don't.
Try it.
No.
Try it.
Well, it's,
Try it, woman.
you know,
No, it's got sucralose and like aspartame.
Oh, yeah, it's incredibly good for you.
maybe
Why,
we
it's
should
sweet.
get
You should
a
drink one of those
a
a
official
lifetime.
sponsor.
Of the show.
Oh yeah, we should
We
see,
reach out to the C4 people.
We
Hey,
we
so
should.
if you're on Facebook and you're listening, and you know people at C4, we need a good sponsor for the show.
Yeah.
Like, just have the cans in here, like, and we could have a show where we try to drink as much C4 as we
No.
can during the show.
Wow. You know,
I'm gonna
that would
veto
be an
that as your
interesting show.
producer.
Oh yeah, that's
As your producer, I want you guys to stay alive.
Thank
So
you.
we're gonna
Thank
we
you,
are going
Joe.
to veto that.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh man.
It was a banner day on putting the pieces back together. The hosts died.
Their hearts gave out.
On a special final
Love it.
episode.
Can't hardly take it no more.
Farewell
The
season.
C4
I do
exploded their
declare.
hearts.
I do declare.
You know, if we drink, if we died on the air, I bet we could get as many viewers as the finale of MASH. I mean, we'd be
that'd
up
be a
there.
great that'd be a great fundraiser. Died
I'm
on
sure
the
you
air.
could.
Died on the air.
Stop.
It's like the
Oh my
finale
God.
of MASH. Boy, you brought that one out of the archives.
Well, I had to make a TV reference that I was sure that you were going to know about. It's
I did. I watched it.
I know.
I watched the finale. I watched the finale of Happy Days.
I have
Cheers.
not seen the last Happy Days. It's I don't know that I want
Steinfeld.
to. Oh yeah, Seinfeld. That one, people are a little. What do you call it when they have mixed feelings about that one?
Yeah.
Why?
That's the last episode of Seinfeld. They just didn't.
Yeah, it was perfectly Seinfeld.
If
My
you-
dad when Seinfeld first come out, my dad would call me and go, "Hey, have you seen this show? Steinfeld? It's hilarious. So funny. It's hilarious."
Oh,
WSIC. Call now to speak with John Gallina and Brad Borders at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Putting the Pieces Back Together on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together with your host, Brad Borders, and me, Devil Dog Devin.
The C4 edition.
The C4 edition.
Look at our producer
energy
is so
drink.
befuddled with us
Not
right now.
not the explosive. It is an energy drink. Although I think it is adding to my exuberance just a bit.
Oh.
Adding to exuberance, that's a good word.
Yeah, I was told today that you were quite gregarious, and I said,
Wait.
I don't know what that means.
Did you say gregarious?
Yeah.
That first of all, that's not a word.
I've mentioned
Right.
before. I'm not very
Yeah,
bright. That's a-
gregarious. That gregarious is what
gurgar-
happens when you get really
gregarious?
sick.
It's gregarious. It's
Neither that. That's not
man.
it either.
Help me out here.
Gregarious
That doesn't sound right.
Well, it is. You're living in an alternate timeline. You live in a world where
Brad, I don't
words-
think that's it.
where
That's not
English
it.
words are pronounced your way, where the rest of the world pronounces them correctly, and you just think they're right.
Hey, this drink is delicious.
It's
Really.
gregarious,
Yeah,
is what
man.
it is. Oh, we have a guest caller.
Yeah,
oh,
we
my
do.
God.
Before we get to
Why?
to Jason's film, let's hear a little bit about the film festival in general. We got our guest caller on there. Hey, Richard, are you there?
I am here. Hello, Phyllis. How is everybody?
Excellent. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for the opportunity, and happy to talk about the Full Bloom Film Festival.
So, for everybody out there, this is Richard Griggs the third, right?
Just Richard Griggs. I'm not.
Oh, that's
we
right. You don't share the middle
lineage.
name there. Yes, and so he is
correct.
on the board for Full Bloom Film Festival, and he is going to talk just a little bit about what's going on.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. We're excited about kicking off our ninth Full Bloom Film Festival, which will start next Thursday, September the 5th. We always start off opening night with a VIP only screening and a party where we'll sort of showcase some of the short films that will make up the theme for the weekend. And then beginning early Friday and all day Saturday, we'll be screening a variety of different international films in 4 different venues right here in downtown Statesville.
It's going to be fantastic.
This year, we're really excited.
Yeah,
we're really excited this year. We're screening 42 films. We've got almost 80 filmmakers attending the festival here in Statesville that will be with us for the long weekend. And we just think it's going to be a really great opportunity to showcase a lot of great art and expand the cultural awareness here of our community here in Statesville.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, too. Richard, how many people do you expect to descend upon the metropolis of Statesville for this film festival?
So it's hard to put an exact number. Like I said, we've got 80 people associated with submitted films or accepted films that will be in attendance. We also have a lot of sponsors and VIP pass holders, and then people that will just buy single session tickets and attend. One of the big takeaways already this year is we have already surpassed last year was a record-breaking year in ticket sales for us, and we've already surpassed that number this year. So we're really excited. This is by far the largest number of people associated with the films that have ever attended. And some of that being, we have recently we utilize an online film submission platform called Film Freeway, and we were recently awarded one of the top 100 film festivals on that platform, and that is an award that is voted on by filmmakers who are submitting film. So quite a big honor for our little sort of boutique hometown festival that the way that filmmakers out there and all over the globe feel about our event.
It is really cool, man. You guys have done a great job, and it grew from kind of a little thing, kind of a little local thing, and now got people coming in from out of town and some really talented folks making some putting great story on the films for people to see. What are the venues that people are go? I know Mitchell College, the auditorium at Mitchell is one of the venues. What are the other venues?
That's correct. So we'll utilize Shearer Hall at Mitchell Community College, and so that's one of our primary venues, as well as the site where we'll host any of the red carpet. So the Thursday night VIP screening, the Friday night red carpet, which is a film featuring a local filmmaker named Ross McElwee. We'll be screening a film of his called Bright Leaves, and then Saturday night we'll be screening The Keeper there, which is actually a partnership with Purple Heart Homes.
Yep.
So that's one of the venues. We'll also use Rotary Auditorium. We'll use the Idle Arts Council, and we'll utilize the Center Stage Alliance, which is located on East Broad Street.
That is fantastic. Yeah.
So Richard, if people want tickets, how do they get them?
You can get tickets off of our website. Google Full Bloom Film Festival, Full Bloom Film Festival. Everything is available there. We'll have a box office open starting Wednesday afternoon next week. That's at Lake Mountain Coffee. And so you can come and purchase tickets there as well. You can also, if you just decide, you look at the schedule and you think, hey, I just want to come, I can only make it to one screening over the whole weekend. You can show up at that venue and just purchase a single session ticket there. So lots of opportunity there. Certainly don't want to miss the opportunity to mention how proud we are of Jason Keating, as a local filmmaker, and excited to screen his film there.
He's making a heart.
He's got a little heart. Yeah.
And one of the other reasons I think why we jumped on the call here is also want to highlight this year's partnership that we have with Purple Heart Homes. I mentioned the Saturday night screening of The Keeper, and we've got a great partnership with Purple Heart Homes, and this is a film that addresses veteran PTSD and suicide.
Yeah.
Which
sir.
really adds a profound gravitas to our overall event.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day was used in context by our own Richard Griggs. That is fantastic.
So I'll pick up those steak knives anywhere, anytime, man.
Best show ever. Best show ever. I'll bring I think I'll find you, brother. And I'll bring you some steak knives.
I am just dumbfounded right now. I don't think anybody's ever actually
the next
done
word,
that.
Since the gravitas has been used, and thanks to Richard, the next word for the rest of the show is foment.
Foment.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm just gonna foment on what to say.
That's not it.
That's not
good
it.
try.
Okay.
Good try.
Hey, Richard, it was great having you on.
Bless you, brother.
We're gonna see you out there at the film festival, folks. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that this week with Jason, and next week with our guest George Eshelman, who is actually the writer of The Keeper. And so, Richard, thanks for being on here. And if you'd like a C4 energy drink, I'd be glad to bring you one of these.
And I'm going to bring C4 to the red carpet.
What?
I'm going to wear
C4
a top hat.
energy drink.
Yeah.
No, it's to be clear, he's not bringing
C4 enery drink.
Yeah,
and I'm going to wear a top hat.
This
just for fun.
Oh man, we're going to be in trouble with this, CC.
Fellas, we really appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys out there at the Full Bloom Film Festival next weekend.
Thanks,
All right,
Richard.
thank
You're
you,
the
Richard.
best, buddy.
Have a good one.
Wow, this is really cool.
Yeah. I'm so for those of you who might have sensed a moment of panic on Brad, he's like, "Who's that calling? What's happening?" I totally did not tell Brad Borders that we were having a call-in guest today.
No, he did not.
Well, if
That's
you
part of the
didn't
show
show
prep.
up about 7 seconds before the show started, I would have.
I actually saw you a couple of times today prior to this show. We had conversations.
We did have
we actually had a conversation about the show.
Oh, we did have a conversation about the show.
Perfect
Yeah,
time for you to go, oh, by the way, Richard Griggs is going to be calling in.
I could have done that in the hallway when we had a whole conversation about the show. But the only thing that was on my mind was I was so excited about
that what it
having
was?
my friend Jason Keating on here,
that's
who was,
fantastic.
by the way, getting ready to tell us about his entry to the film festival.
Yeah, man. So what led you? I mean, you're a Marine. I don't think when you were like doing recon and infantry, dude, you were like, yeah, I'm going to write a movie.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think that,
No.
right? And so how does somebody go from like a combat, door-kicking, warfighter kind of dude, trading metal with the enemy, to a person who writes and produces and creates a film about a grief counselor, right?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
So I think it really stemmed out of the depressive state I was in. So, I sat in my house for, 12, 13 months, like just complete isolation.
Mm.
And one day I just woke up and pulled out the computer and started writing. I don't know the rhyme or reason. It just happened. And the original story was like typical veteran PTSD story, right? Guy drinking, isolation.
Yeah.
But then we started, researching stuff, and we saw statistics on PTSD in women and all the trauma that's involved with them. So the story just developed from there. So it was almost like the beginning of like my therapeutic healing journey. So I don't know, someone somewhere said, "Hey, you need to do this because you're not in a good place."
Yeah.
So,
Wow. So this is kind of like therapy for yourself.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, if I wouldn't have done that, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking, right? I think everything.
You changed the story, your story, by writing a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, my story is my story, but all the symptoms and everything else associated with it are still there. But I think it was important to tell it from a different perspective.
Yeah, but I think what I was thinking is that the story of your life changed
Yes.
because you wrote this particular story, right?
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, for the good.
For good's not even like touching it, right? You know, there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
Is this super loud?
Yeah. Yeah. You reestablished sort of mission and purpose, and and it got you out of that
the
isolated
Yep.
state, and you had to engage, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk more about this. This is a fascinating story. My friend Jason Keating's a Marine Corps veteran, and he's written and produced a movie that's going to be shown here in Statesville next weekend. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Putting the pieces back together, we'll be back with more of John Gallina and Brad Borders after these messages from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Oh yeah, it's hot in here. I don't know what's going on. That's energy drink, Seaport energy drink.
Tammy had to
Tammy
had
actual
to exit.
Oh
Did
wait,
you see Tammy leave? Did you notice Tammy left?
Yeah. Oh, is that?
My daughter's locked out of her house.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh.
So I got to give a shout out to Lynn Bagwell.
Oh yeah.
So Lynn is our newest employee at Purple Heart Homes. He's our regional communications guy. Right?
Yes.
And he's down in Mississippi.
Down there.
Down there.
Yeah.
He's down there, and they're out there.
Oh yeah, out
Right.
there, out
And,
there in the Mississippi.
Well, so I tasked Lynn with using the word foment in context somewhere in the trip to Mississippi. I've gotten a number of things back with the word foment in them.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, he's latched on to the word of the day concept.
Ah,
right?
I see. So
And he's quite bright as well. He knew how to use it in a sentence.
Why is he working at Purple Heart Homes?
Yeah, good question. He missed that gate. He missed that gate. He'll be like, and what's your IQ? It's like 137.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to be able to do much with that. Yeah. You remember a Mensa? Yeah, not so much.
Well, I think I was the last marketing hire, and they just didn't want to. They wanted to go in a different direction.
Yeah. They didn't want to repeat that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, yeah, that's really cool. Well, hey, so if you're on here on Facebook, thank you for tuning in and hanging with us today. We're grateful to have Jason on the show, and Jason's produced a film called The Grief Counselor. Most of it was filmed right here in Statesville and Iredell County. Parts of it were filmed at Purple Heart Homes at our facility, and it's really kind of Jason's story, right? Even though the character, the main character, is really not you, right? And not named Jason, not and. But it is a fascinating story. 26-minute long, right? That what? Yeah.
I can't hear you.
And so this showing is going to be this is the premiere of this, right? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. This is the premiere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So premiere-wise is like first time being seen by the public, yes, but a stipulation
We
criteria-wise,
don't really call it a premiere.
no.
We're calling it a viewing.
Viewing, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
But it's the first viewing.
Correct.
first public viewing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've learned since meeting Jason, I've kind of learned about the film industry. If you call something a premiere, you can only do that one time.
Right.
Right. And you don't want to just willy-nilly say, hey, Brad and Devin, come over to my house and we'll do the premiere for my movie. Right.
If you do
You
that,
wanna,
man,
right? And
that's
then so you kind of want to have the premiere to be in a venue where it can get the attention that you want it to get, because you got to figure you're competing with how many thousands of
Thousands. And then, depending on who you are in the film process, right? Some people want, to go after Oscars. Some people want the bigger criteria because, funding, bigger, deeper pockets type stuff. So that's where like premiere status and everything comes into play. So well above my pay grade.
Of course.
Yeah, Well, you know way more about it than I do, and I'm hoping to learn a lot about
What's
it.
your favorite movie, Devin?
My favorite movie
of all time? Yeah,
Hmm.
quickly.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
It,
Wow.
It's not my favorite Christmas movie. It's my favorite movie. What about you?
Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson. Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
really. You know it?
I may have watched it on the old movie Turner Classics.
Oh.
Turner Family Classics.
Who's in it?
That's got John Wayne in there.
No, it does not have John Wayne in it.
Then I don't know Jeremiah.
All right, we're going back live.
It's Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hey, welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. This show is presented by Purple Heart Homes. And you can find out more about what we do on a daily basis to improve the lives of veterans, one home at a time, by going to our website at phhusa.org. Speaking of that, a little quick segue, we have a team that is on the return from Mississippi.
Oh, that's right.
They are vagabonding across the United States of America, coming back, where we just delivered another veterans tiny home to a gentleman by the name of Frankie Dunn. Our buddy Scott Burns, who is another Marine. Lord have mercy. We're just inundated. We're surrounded.
Well,
but
they want people that can achieve things.
Yeah, Scott found out about Frankie living in another veteran living in a tool shed he had purchased from Home Depot or somewhere. Just completely inappropriate for him to be living in that with bare walls and
71 years old, living in this shack.
It's unacceptable. But Misty and Lynn and Lamar and then Tater.
The Tater
Came by Purple Heart Homes last weekend, snatched up in his big truck, snatched up a tiny home and drug it to Mississippi.
For those of you who don't know, Tater is a transfer truck driver.
He's a truck driver.
And he has helped us twice by going to Mississippi.
Not just twice. He's helped us on a number of occasions.
Specifically to Mississippi, but yes, he has helped deliver many homes for PHH, and we certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a wonderful human being, and so they're on the way back. We're really proud of that effort, and everybody back at you know how they say in racing, all the boys back at the shop. I want to thank them, but we got to thank everybody back at the shop because people back at the shop put that thing together.
Absolutely.
And turned it around really quick.
Including Jason Keating's wife.
Jason Keating's wife is she's a tiny home aficionado.
I may be wrong, but I think she's the director of construction.
She's fairly talented.
Services right now. She
knows the working end of a hammer.
She does. Oh yeah. Man.
Very talented. So, it was pretty awesome. And also, too, man, Rob Harrell left us a couple months ago. Our tiny home program was really kind of like, he got that thing rolling.
He did, and he made a really fantastic template for our ramp program
he really
as well.
Did, man. Yeah, fantastic guy. So, anyhow, really proud of the whole team effort to get that done, and we got another veteran that's got a safe place to call home. So that's
absolutely, and that's all thanks to not just the people at Purple Heart Homes, but all of our donors and grant partners. Yep. We couldn't do it without them. So
that's for sure.
Hey, if you're interested in contributing to this great cause, go to phhusa.org. We'd love to have you on our team.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
Anyhow, hey, we're joined by Jason Keating, Marine Corps veteran, devil dog kind of guy. And he's like an actual war fighter and a door kicker, and did that. Combat trauma had an effect on him, just like it did on a lot of us. And the way he chose to dig himself out of that hole and out of that dark cave was by writing. And his writing turned into a movie that's going to be viewed here in Statesville at the Full Bloom Film Festival, which our buddy Richard Grizz just called in. Tell us a little bit more about that. It's going to be viewed next weekend, and so if you want to find out more about that, if you could just kind of do in your googly thing, search for the Full Bloom Film Festival in Statesville, North Carolina. You can find out how to get tickets, and you can come support this amazing effort. And prior to the break, we were talking, and during the break, we were kind of talking a little bit about the film. So, Jesse, if you would just kind of give us the the Reader's Digest version of what the film is about, and maybe why you did it.
Yeah. So I think at the surface, right, it's PTSD, trauma, but then there's so much more to it, right? There's grief, there's loss, there's acceptance, there's all these emotional things that we don't think about associated with mental health and coming out of the military. So and we talked about the story was initially started like my personal story, and it developed into a fictional story about a female. She was a veteran, she was married to a veteran. Deployments happened, life happened, mistakes happened, and consequences of our actions. So, and then on one hand it could be a dark story, grief, loss, and on the other hand it could be forgiveness and acceptance. So like as people watch it, I hope that it's a roller coaster of emotions, and then there's some hope at the end, I hope. So in a nutshell, without giving away a short script.
I think that's a great way to summarize what's going on there without giving away the story.
Can people watch? Can people watch the trailer still?
Yeah, so the trailer's still online. I think the website is thegriefcounselorfilm.com.
Okay.
And then on Facebook there's the Grief Counselor Film.
Yep.
So the trailer's out there. I keep hitting the table, even though we were told not to.
Yeah, don't hit the table.
I might
the C4.
What do I do with my hands?
I was going to talk in the microphone, but I got these tiny little hands.
My hands are all itchy from the C4. I must move them.
So now I forgot what we're talking about. Yeah. I think there was some gravitas to the situation. I forgot what it was.
Steak knives. For those that don't know, if you use the word gravitas in context so that people can understand it, you get a set of steak knives. So,
I never get paid in steak knives.
Yeah, you didn't use it properly. So,
the plastic kind. They come in the box of like spoons, forks, and knives.
So tell us, the film will be shown here in Statesville. What is the date and time on that?
So it's Saturday, September 6th.
Okay.
And they show them in blocks. So our block is 12:30 to like 2:15, I think.
Okay.
That's right.
It's going to be showed at the old jail.
Okay. Great.
So I think we're the second film in the block to show.
Yeah. So the old jail, downtown Statesville. It's back in behind, off of Center Street, in between Center Street and Water Street, and so you can go check that out. It literally is an old jail.
It is.
It's not. It's not.
Pretty cool.
It's an actual jail with bars on the windows and everything. Part of the ghost tour that I used to do.
That's right. Yeah.
I used to be a tour guide on the ghost tour. Tell stories around town. I've got tons of them.
My daughter is part of that ghost tour. She is one of the screamers.
Oh yes, my wife was a screamer.
Oh yeah. Wow. No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, she was. She scared a lot of people with her screaming.
Don Clark will not go with my daughter because she screams so loud she made a little girl cry.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that story. So when Dawn Clark does the ghost tour, she dresses up in full regalia in like 1890s, like this wool outfit, and for some reason it's always really hot when she does her tour. She's like, I'm just sweating. Right? But Dawn's an amazing tour guide, right?
She is. I've
really
taken her tour, and yeah,
really
she's
good.
Absolutely wonderful at doing that.
Yeah, and speaking of that, a couple days ago was the anniversary of the Boston Bridge wreck. We had a train wreck here in 1894 where 22 people perished off of the bridge out off of Buffalo Shoals Road.
That's right.
Train came right off the tracks.
And there is some lore that says that the furnace, the boiler that's in Purple Heart Homes may have came off of that train.
Yeah, that is lore.
It is lore.
Yeah,
it's not true.
There's very little fact.
I don't know. I thought I saw a conductor roaming the halls one foggy night. A board creaked and I turned.
No, it was just Durant. It was just Durant.
It was Durant?
Yeah.
No, it was just smoking
Bob.
a pipe.
So, man, that's really exciting that we've got this film festival, and so excited for you and for your family to finally, after meeting a couple years ago, and we're in the process of making this film, and here we are. It's getting ready to be shown. if you want to check out Jason's film, you can do that. Go to Full Bloom Film Festival, Google that, find out about that, sign up, get some tickets, support this man and what he's doing. And he used his creativity to come out of a dark place, and is doing really well. And so when we get back after the break, we're going to hear a little bit about another thing that he's involved with called Operation Battle Horse.
Operation Battle Horse.
Yeah, and perhaps we'll talk about some of the events that we've got coming up after the break as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Brad. Yeah,
Me
we
too.
do that, yeah.
We all of a sudden moved into sort of an NPR film.
Oh, yeah. You love doing the NPR voices. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.
That's way too deep.
Is it way too deep? Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see y'all after the break. We'll be right back for the last segment of the show. Hang out on Facebook if you like.
And YouTube, or wherever you
we
you
might
listen
say
to us.
something silly.
Yeah, we probably will.
More Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome to another edition of Meaningless Banter with your hosts, Brad Borders.
Meaningless banter.
And Devil Dog Devin.
Why not?
And our special guest today, Jason Keating.
And we have run off some listeners on
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding.
C4 talk, I guess.
Rabbit talk. So,
Foment.
So I think one of my favorite things to do is hang out with Jason and Wahali. Have you ever? Our friend Wahali. If we're all sitting around, me and Wahali we just talk junk back and forth for a very long time. Things that we can't say on the radio, by the way.
Really?
And
Foment. Totally.
So Jason will just be quiet, and then he'll drop in this super dry line that makes everybody we'll all be just cracking up. Like, you know, it's pretty entertaining.
Very inappropriate.
How well do you know Wahali?
Better than I'd like.
We love you, Wahali.
Yeah, we do love you, Wahali. Yeah. If you're listening, I don't think Wahali's listening today. I don't see him in the Facebook.
Well, we'll have to tag him in this and let him know
he could be listening
spoken of
on YouTube or Spotify or one of the various other places.
Did you ever see the movie Bull Durham?
Bull Durham.
Yes, Kevin Costner.
Oh,
fantastic movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have actually seen Bull Durham.
He trained a rookie pitcher, and the pitcher keeps shaking him off, you know, and not wanting to do what the catcher wants him to do. And the batter's up there, and he was like, "Hey, Charlie, here comes the deuce." Right? And he's like, "Okay, right?" And he tells him the pitch that, you know, the guy's getting ready to, and then he looks up at the batter. He says, "Speak well of me when you do." And then crack, home run, right? And what's the pitcher's name? Tim.
Susan Sarandon's, my memory's not that good.
Susan Sarandon's husband. But anyhow, he's like, "Wow." He said, "It's like he knew it was coming." And he was like, because I told him. He was like, "Man, anything that flies that far and that fast ought to have a stewardess on it." So,
do you just have like all of them?
Yes, categorized in my brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just flip to the page.
I know. Yeah, movie lines from way back. All right, we're going back
live.
More
back
movie
live.
line.
Oh.
We're fomenting dissent.
Putting the Pieces Back Together continues now. Here are your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. You are here with our guest, Jason Keating, and he is going to talk a little bit about Operation Battle Horse.
Wow.
Well,
okay, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
And
okay.
so,
Awesome.
Jason, tell us. I'm
my turn to talk now.
Jump in. I'm sorry. I don't know if you know this, but if you've just tuned in, I am drinking an energy drink.
C4,
and it's called C4 energy drink. This is not an explosive, but
as John Wayne would say, "Let's not for the young."
Yeah, I don't think I should have this.
100% chance you should not have drank that.
I think you were told before you got it you can't drink
He's
that.
probably going to call me at like 2 in the morning going, I'm still awake. I'm still awake.
The situation's got so much gravitas.
I missed my mouth hole.
I've been so productive all day long.
Finished.
All right, tell us about Operation Battle Horse,
Yep.
man. That is in conjunction with the film that you produced called The Grief Counselor. He also is somehow the director of Operation Battle Horse.
When they're slim pickings, you know, you
That's
you
right.
take what you can get.
That's right.
So-
He passed the lineup.
Yeah. I was taller than Devin.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't wear my heels.
I took mine off. It's very uncomfortable.
Wow.
So Operation Battle. So I guess to preface it, I started as a client, right? So did the film, and then I went to equine therapy myself, which was through this program. And I felt like it worked for me.
Yeah.
So I got to a place in life where I was like, you know what, I'm feeling better with myself. I'm more confident. You know, like all these things that I was missing. How do I get into position and help other people? So I went and got my equine certification in mental health. And then as things developed, it was like, hey, we need a program director. I'm here. And they were like, you are here.
Yeah.
So I filled into the role, right? You know, like I went to work and showed up and did the
Right.
thing. So,
Yeah.
but I guess at the end of the day, you know, so the therapy world, you know, what we know of therapy is we sit in a room talking to a doctor on the other side. Most of the time now it's telehealth.
Yeah.
And you get
yeah,
right? You get a prescription.
Yeah.
And then there's a prescription for that prescription.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is this making you tired? Here, take this pill. Is this
Yeah.
giving this? Take this pill. So then we all, you know, we have a bread box on the freezer,
Yeah.
25 different medications. They all come in. So I was taking antidepressants, and I was like, man, like I feel like a zombie. Like there's no feeling whatsoever. So I stopped taking it, started working with the horses, and the gap that I had, you know, that void started filling back in. But it was filling back in with all the emotions and everything that I was suppressing, right? You know, happiness, joy, love, sadness, whatever it was, it started resurfacing, and I started embracing them, started living with them. So the program is all about self-accountability, self-awareness, like accepting who you are, realizing that the past experiences, you know, they don't define you, they're a part of you. We have the choice to choose where we want to go in life. So in the essence, that's what the program is. So it's people think they come in ride horses.
They don't.
We don't. We do rhythmic riding, you know, that's part of the program, but it is very much, so 4 pillars, right? So it's regulate, reframe, relationship, and recognize. So when you can regulate through your emotions, when you can recognize your emotions, you can reframe your thought process, and you can work on relationships with self and others, that's when you start to get better as a person. And it's not reliant on pills, it's reliant on yourself.
Absolutely. So why is it that, what does a typical session of equine therapy look like for a veteran? I'm a new veteran. I show up. What happens to me?
So we'll do an intake process. We kind of informally meet, sit down, you know, talk about goals, wants, needs, you know, what are you dealing with? And then we'll do an observation. So we'll pull some horses, we'll go into the arena, and you have the opportunity to meet horses. You have the opportunity to pick your relationship horse. And then from there, you come out, you know, once a week, twice a week, depending on where you are in life, and you work on reframing, regulation, recognizing, and relationship with that horse.
It's generally once a week that veterans are coming.
Yeah, so we have some that come twice a week.
Yeah.
We do once a week, but we also have workshops. So like a 4-day workshop where they come and stay on property. We have a bunkhouse, and it's
Oh yeah, cool.
you know, so
Bunkhouse.
yeah,
That's a cool name.
I might have known somebody who attended one of those.
yeah, I know a few people.
Did Devin come to one?
I did. He is being mindful of my privacy as they are there.
Yeah.
We talk about that in
You
the
kind of put
session.
it out there
I
just
did.
a second ago.
I
Right.
did intentionally because Jason's not going to tell you that I came.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's part of the
Yeah, of
program.
course.
They are going to mind your privacy, and I mentioned it to bring attention to that. If you're on the fence, you don't want people to know that you're going to that.
They have confidentiality.
They do. Absolutely, and I think it's a wonderful program, and there's some upcoming workshops as well, right? You still have space for those?
Yeah,
or-
so we have a workshop coming up 26th through the 29th of September, and we have 1 seat left open. So we take 6 seats, so 6 students per workshop. So it allows us to have safety in place, but it also allows us to have the time to work individually if need be. But it's 16-hour work days, if you will, of like emotional work.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we've had people who were suicidal. We've had people who, you know, alcoholism.
You guys are working with the Catawba County Veterans Treatment Court as well.
Correct. So we're actually, I think next week we have a meeting with them to move things forward.
Would you guys be interested in?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get you plugged in. I've already mentioned. I'll have you down for those that are listening locally. You know, we have a Veterans Treatment Court here in Iredell County, and having some amazing healing results for veterans that are entangled with the justice system. And so, you know, I think folks that serve their, but you know, it's funny. 90% of the veterans that come through Veterans Treatment Court were honorably discharged.
Yep.
Which is a remarkable statistic. That while they served, they were on top of their game, and then for whatever reason, have now ended up in a place where they're facing jail time, and usually it's related to substance abuse and mental health issues. And so to have ancillary services like Operation Battle Horse and clinics like OptiVets down in Mooresville and Daymark and First at Blue Ridge. Up near Ridgecrest, you know, having these services, and the VA, right? Even VA's got some incredibly effective programs to help. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's no one cookie cutter approach to healing, because human beings are different.
Absolutely.
Right? And not everybody's going to find a telehealth session with a licensed professional counselor as effective as going to do equine therapy, right? While some people, that may be their thing and they're not interested in that. But just being able to, you know, converge all of these different modalities into a population that needs them. And I think the other thing too is that people who are in trouble with the law are on the fringes of society. The veterans who are in trouble with the law are typically homeless. They are financially strained. Abusing substances and dealing with mental health issues combined all at once, right? And they are easy. It's easy for people like that to be left in the ditch and forgotten about. And so appreciate the fact that you guys are focusing on that.
Well, I appreciate you guys too. You know, like, so different organizations, but we all have the same mission of essentially helping people, right? And for us specifically, it's veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that you know, that gap you're talking about, you know, that starts the day you get your DD-214 for most people, right?
Of course.
You know, sense of identity and purpose is lost. So we're tied so much to, I'm a Marine, I'm a soldier. I don't know what the Air Force calls themselves, but
airman, I think maybe, I don't know.
Airman.
If you're been in the Air Force, why don't you drop in the comments what you like to be called?
It's airman. Airman.
But, you know,
airman.
We're so tied to, this is who I am.
Yeah, the identity issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So now,
of course. Yeah.
That's one of the questions we ask people all the time. Like who are you?
Yeah.
Right. Oh God, I have no idea.
Yeah. Right.
So we have just a couple minutes left, Jason. How does somebody get enrolled in your program or come to one of your workshops?
Yeah. So if you go to operationbattlehorse.org, all the information's there. There's a tab for workshop. There's a tab for individual services. You know, it's completely free. Like that debt's already been paid, right? So veterans never pay.
Wow.
You can shoot me an email, jason@operationbattlehorse.org. Find us on Facebook, Operation Battle Horse. So all those outlets have the same contact information, and
I'm assuming you're a nonprofit.
We are a
right?
nonprofit,
and so folks can donate. Is there a way to donate on that webpage? So
there's a donate tab.
If you're a supporter of people that have served and you want to provide some relief to them, please go to operationbattlehorse.org. Take a look at their donate button and help get a veteran through and get the help they need.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good thing you're doing, man.
It really is.
You know what I'm glad?
What's that?
I'm glad you're not sitting in your house feeling sorry for yourself.
Me too, you know, but it's crazy. So this is almost full circle, right?
Yeah.
So came through Reboot. I met you. I met you. And here we are, a year and a half later, talking about how life has changed and how we're still helping people. So like, I'm glad that we shook hands about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we're going to do another Reboot course after the first of the year, so more to follow on that.
Awesome. Well, So we've only got a few moments left. Hey, there's still some time to sign up for the Patriot Clay Shoot
Better get to it,
on
son.
September 12th. Oh yeah, you got to get to it. Hey,
You're not getting to it.
Get there and Take That Hill is October 5th, our annual event. It's going to be huge.
There's gonna be a
so
helicopter.
biggest event. There will be a helicopter. Come out there, bring the kids. It's going to be amazing. Thank you, Jason Keating, for being on the show today.
There'll be free C4.
Thank you, C4.
Oh, yeah. And thank you, C4. Yeah, I'm not going to say it for
See
days.
y'all next week.
You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes. Please consider making a donation to this worthwhile cause dedicated to improving the lives of veterans one home at a time by visiting purplehearthomesusa.org. Join us again next Thursday at 3 p.m. for Putting the Pieces Back Together on WSIC News Talk Now.
Serving you better than